Hello, my darlings. This is Mrs. Welch with a special spooky story time for Halloween. Our first story is called She Wore a Yellow Ribbon, and it's retold by S.E. Schlosser. Jane wore a yellow ribbon around her neck every day, and I mean every day, rain or shine, whether it matched her outfit or not. It annoyed her best friend Johnny after a while. He was her next-door neighbor and had known Jane since she was 3. When he was young, he barely noticed the yellow ribbon, but now they were in high school together, and it bothered him. "Why do you wear the ribbon around your neck every day, Jane?" He'd ask her every day, and she wouldn't tell him. Still, in spite of this, Johnny thought she was cute, and he asked her out for ice cream. Then he asked her to watch him play in the football game. Then he started walking her home, and come the spring, he asked her to prom. Jane always said yes when he asked her out, and she always wore a yellow dress to match the ribbon around her neck. It finally occurred to Johnny that he and Jane were going steady, and he still didn't know why she wore that yellow ribbon around her neck. So he asked her about it yet again, and yet again she would not tell him. "Maybe someday I'll tell you," she'd reply. Someday. That answer annoyed Johnny, but he shrugged it off because Jane was Jane. Well, time flew past as it has a habit of doing, and one day Johnny proposed to Jane, and she said yes. They planned a big wedding, and Jane hinted that she might tell him about the yellow ribbon around her neck on their wedding day. But somehow, what with the preparations and his beautiful bride and the reception, Johnny never got around to asking Jane about it. And when he did remember, she got a little bit teary-eyed and said, "We're so happy together. What difference does it make?" And Johnny decided she was right. Johnny and Jane raised a family of 4 with the usual ups and downs, laughter and tears. When their 50th anniversary rolled around, Johnny once again asked Jane about the yellow ribbon around her neck. It was the first time he'd brought it up since the week after their wedding, and whenever their children would ask, he'd shush them. And somehow none of the kids ever dared to ask their mother. Jane gave Johnny a sad look and said, "Johnny, you've waited so long. You can wait a while longer." And Johnny agreed. It was not until Jane was on her deathbed a year later that Johnny, seeing his last chance slip away, asked Jane one final time about the yellow ribbon she wore around her neck. She shook her head at his persistence and then said with a sad smile, "Okay, Johnny, go ahead and untie it." With trembling hands, he reached out. He untied the ribbon, and her head fell off. This has been Mrs. Welch with a spooky story for Halloween. Come see you soon.